For nearly 8 decades, one currency has ruled the world, the US dollar. It's been a symbol of power, trust, and global control. But today, that empire is beginning to crumble. The question is no longer if the dollar will fall, it's how soon. Since the end of World War II, the US dollar became the world's financial anchor. Every barrel of oil, every gold transaction, every international loan, all tied to the greenback. America could print money, while the rest of the world worked to earn it. This system, called the Petrodollar, gave the US unmatched power. It wasn't just currency, it was a weapon. A silent empire built on finance, not force. But every empire falls when its foundation begins to shake. The US now carries over $35 trillion in debt, printing more money than ever before. Inflation is rising, trust is falling, and even America's allies are quietly looking for a plan B. That plan B has a name: BRICS. Together, these nations represent over 40% of the world's population, and they're done playing by America's financial rules. They're building trade systems in local currencies, creating gold-backed alternatives, and talking about a new BRICS digital currency, a direct challenge to dollar dominance. While the West debates, the East builds. China already trades oil in yuan, not dollars. Russia sells energy outside the dollar system. Even Saudi Arabia, once the backbone of the petrodollar, has begun exploring non-dollar oil sales. And quietly, behind the scenes, central banks across the world are hoarding gold at record levels, the oldest hedge against the fall of an empire. But the real shift may come not from gold, but from code. The rise of central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, is changing the nature of money itself. When nations move their trade to digital currencies, the US loses control over global transaction systems. And with that, the dollar's grip weakens further. The next 5 years will decide the fate of the global financial order. If BRICS nations successfully launch a common trade currency, and if oil starts trading outside the dollar consistently, we could witness the first real decline of US financial supremacy since 1945. But this won't be a sudden collapse, it'll be a slow erosion, a gradual loss of faith. And in global finance, trust is everything. The fall of the dollar won't mean chaos, it will mean change. A new world order of money, where multiple powers share control, where currencies are digital, traceable, and programmable, and where economic dominance isn't about who has the biggest army, but who controls the flow of data, trade, and trust. The dollar empire built the modern world. But every empire has its sunset. And as the global economy rewrites itself, one thing is clear: the age of unquestioned American financial power is coming to an end. The New World Order decoded, understanding the power behind every shift.